Problem statement. Based on the performance of your products, rank the countries of sale. So in this demo, we will be looking into the RANKX function. So for example, if I analyze my sales on a monthly basis for a particular region, zone or country, how do my products rank? How do I rank my products based on their performance? So let us go back to our Power BI desktop and I'll delete all of these. Okay, that's done. Now here, if I go to territories, you can see the country column over here. Now based on the revenue generated, I want to rank these countries. So let us do this with the help of the RANKX function. So I'll add a new measure to do that. And I'll name this measure rank equal to, and now I'll start with the function RANKX. Now I'll start with the all function so that if in case there are any filters, those would be ignored. Now the column name that I would provide here is the country column from the territories table. So I will type in territory and here is the country column. So I will select that. Now I'll ignore the rest of the arguments for the all function and I'll close the bracket and then go back to the RANKX function. Comma. Now the second argument of the RANKX function is expression. So here I am analyzing it based on the total revenue. So that is what I'll be adding as expression. So I will add total revenue. Now the rest of the arguments are optional. So I will close the bracket and hit enter. Now I'll add a matrix from the visualizations. And then to this, I'll first add country and then I will add the total revenue. So let me just check this box. So now we have the country and its respective total revenue here. Now to rank these countries based on the total revenue, we will use the rank measure that we just created. So now we also have the ranks. So Australia has the highest revenue, so it has been marked as 1, and then comes United States and so on. Let me increase the font size so that it is easily visible. For that I'll go to format and go to values. And here I'll increase the text size. Okay, so now I think that it's good enough. Now to make your visualization even more interesting, what you can do is you can even represent these ranks in the form of stars. And not just stars, you can actually use any character that you like. However, I think stars are what best go with ranking, so I'll be using star here. So let us see how we can add special characters. So for that, let me add another measure. And I'll name this measure as star ranking. Now I'll start the star ranking measure with a repeat function. This repeat function is a text function and it is used to repeat a text for a given number of times. Now the first argument for the repeat function is text. That is, what text do you want to repeat? Now here you can make use of certain character codes to display that particular character. And to get a list of characters and their corresponding codes, you can very easily Google that. And then to implement that code, you will have to use the unichar function, which will convert that code into that particular character. So here I'll type in unichar. Now as its only argument, I have to provide that particular code of the character that I want to display. So if you go to Google and look for Unicare codes, you can see the character and its respective code over here. So for example, for code 9940, we can display this character, and so is with the other codes. However, in this case, I want to display the star character. And I already know the code for the star character, so I will enter it over here. And the code is 11088, the bracket, comma, and now we are back to the repeat function where the next argument is number of times. So here you have to mention how many number of times you want to repeat that character, which in this case is star. So if the ranking is 1, I want to display 1 star, and if the ranking is 2, I want to display 2 stars, and so on. So that means rank decides the number of times it should be repeated. So here the number of times will be rank, the measure that we just created. Now close the bracket and hit enter. So now you can see that the star ranking measure has been added under our all DAX table. Now I'll drag and drop that to the matrix. Let me just expand it a bit, and voila, here we have our ranking displayed in terms of stars. So Australia is 1, has 1 star. Canada's ranking is 6 and thus has 6 stars, and likewise. So we have been able to make our visualization more effective with the help of the repeat and Unicare function, and both these functions are part of the text function. So let us try changing the code of the character that we just gave. So I'll simply change it to 11089, though I'm not sure what character it is. So let us see what it gets us. So you can see that our stars have changed to a tiny version of stars. Let me change it back to how it was, as I think that looks better. So similarly, as per your liking and as per what best suits your data, you can add in any character of your choice, provided you know the code for it, and it's very easy for you to Google and find out the code and apply it over here. So this way you can make your data more attractive and appealing. In this section on statistical functions, we learned how to find unique value counts by using the distinct count function, and we also familiarized with using the RANKX function to rank the values. Then we made use of the repeat and the Unicare functions, which are part of the text function, to make interesting visuals.